Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one, we are having a look at the new way to play Jarvan. Not the new way, a new way, but the OP combination of Eclipse and Ghostblade is something we're seeing a bit more of now that Goredrinker has been taken off the map. Jarvan specifically does benefit from a lethality playstyle. It is less forgiving, but you have a built-in shield with your W, as small as it may be, and you do have, of course, the Eclipse shield that comes through at a reasonably low cooldown as well. Reasonably is hyperbolic because it's quite low. Now, T1 Honor here, Thinking Please is his new name because EUS Hyelo, I think, made some of, they're villains. They made him question a few things, a lot of things, in fact, about his life. But what he has done is not only played Eclipse Ghostblade on Jarvan, but he's done it on Qiyana. Obviously, it's very good on Qiyana, but he's also done it with Poppy. So let's have a look to see how this playstyle actually pans out. I will tell you, from the match history description, that he does the most damage. And that's all you need to know. And as we'll go through the rest of the game, you will see how that piles up. Jarvan's playstyle doesn't really change drastically. When you sort of change his build, the goal is still the same. The difference is, that when you build lethality and full damage, you can create a people. You become an assassin. And the disruption of his kit is still present. So we're gonna go for the red buff into the Raptors. We can see here, Rakan Misfortune with an Ezreal Karma. So Karma is really nice for Jarvan just to get that initial gap closed, and then of course you can EQ. We do have this beautiful ward by the Orianna. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. I love you. You will get ganks and a lot of good team fighting, because you all know why at this stage why this is so good. If Zed did red Raptors and up, we would see they're gone. And now that we see he did red Krugs Raptors, oh hello sir, guess you're doing a standard clear. How boring. But because of this honor, now there's no pressure. He doesn't need to vertical jungle, he doesn't need to invade, he doesn't need to react to his camps properly, he can simply go onto his blue. But the most important point about this, and this is something that's very crucial here, and we're just gonna swap it just so you can see, this is why we need to click on the map. You see? You can see which direction he's going. If you see him go down, and this happened literally to Canyon in a video, what video was it? It was a while back, maybe 2 months, when I made the video on my main channel. And I talked specifically about these wards here. Yeah, the OP warding video, of course. And basically, we saw the enemy jungler go down, only we didn't. We saw from the perspective of the video, hey, the enemy jungler's going down, up into the river, and there was no vision whatsoever of the situation, and Canyon got caught out. He didn't expect it. So now, because of this ward, we see the Zed going up, we can see the Zed going this way. It changes how we track and how we position. So that's why that ward's so important. And Jax obviously uses his pride to come on and ward this as well. This is all very good information for us as Jarvan. And now, obviously, 5 camp, if that's your style, look for impact, get the crab. And if you can double crab, do it. But at this point, I don't think you can, because, we haven't done Krugs. Zed has done Krugs. He will be 6 camping this into the crab. So Jarvan is looking at the Zed, watching him very intently, looking at top lane. Can I double crab? Can I cross mid? Can I gank? And that's something you have to decide. So this is a good ward as well, if he decides to reset. I don't know if we have the Fog of War advantage there. Did we have the Fog of War advantage? I don't think we did. Or maybe we did. Let's see. No, we didn't. Yeah, I didn't think we did. So basically, the blue team should have seen this, and all he's doing at this point is not going for the double crab. Nice ward, Zed. Is he's just looking to prevent counter jungling, or prevent his Krugs being stolen. And this is all he's really doing. And I speak about this a lot. Control your house, protect your jungle camps, and even as a early ganger, and a good one at that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should force bad ganks. Don't force bad ganks. Something going on down here. Let's have a look. Yes. Flash burned. This is what we're looking for. Both sums down. Now we're looking at the Rakan. He still has his flash up. Ignite most likely burned. We're just watching this. And if you're Honor, you're doing your farming, this is what you should be looking at. What sums are burned? Now, because we do this, okay, and we know that the Zed did no gankings on the top side, and he did the top crab, we know he's gonna be bottom side. We know this. This is known. It is known. And bottom lane, I understand the desire here, the need to try and shove this, otherwise it's in a bad state, the low respawn time is, but is it worth giving the Zed a kill? As junglers, I know what you think, you know what I think, and I wish they hadn't done that. But, I understand that the need to make that decision making from our bottom lane, but that's why his name is Thinking Please. You know, he's not going to do it for you anymore. The T1 owner has decided enough is enough, win your own games, but he's still going to try carry you. So as long as you position it nicely, 1 for 1. Okay. Karmas are rotating with the Grom. that would be something. No, rotating with the Jarvan, and this is very, very important. Instead of floating down to your Grom, we know that the Zed ganked bottom lane, will go to his Krugs, will go to his Raptors, and now he's going to keep on sequencing. So this gank here is absolutely brilliant. I love it. It doesn't, you know, pan out as well as we would have wanted, but we get the Zed flash, and because we have Karma here, and because there's 2 bottom lane, the Zed cannot afford to go back in the jungle. So what Ono can do here is, as Jarvan smite it up, move on to the Grom. So in a matchup where they farm better than you, faster than you, and they manage to get a cleanup kill and you don't, and there's just no windows for ganking. You saw early. You know, there wasn't a lot of things we could have done. Instead of trying to match that farming tempo, like trying to match a Karthus or Fiddle, you're never going to do that. Try and look for plays that allow you to deny them the ability to do what they want. And in this case, it's brilliant. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give you my Grump here. You have to walk all the way from Raptors and Wolves to the Grump to take it. I get your tier 2 Wolves, tier 2 Grump. Also myself, I get to take the top grab. If Camille throws any disrespect, I'm ganking her. You could see a dragon being secured here as well. I mean, to be fair, thinking isn't mechanics. And we all make mistakes in this life. Yeah, that's gone. So as soon as you show top lane and they know this is going on, and now bot has pride because it was 2v1, the Zed is obviously either going to float on back here, go back to base if he needs. If he's really low, he can go back to base. If, you know, it's a low elo game and it's kind of free, you can walk across and do this, but directly, maybe not. So I should have clarified that, but you can see from this. Wait, buttons stop working. Buttons? Okay, there we go. So you can see from this that he did, you know, he went back to base, he got the magic item, and then he, after doing Dragon, got the Grump. But you can see now, 53 to 45. I mean, he's down 8. Bottom lane again. Come on, we should see this. Now we definitely should see this. But at least they're warding, you know, I give him that one. I would like to see, you know, the ADC ward this a lot more often in situations where your jungler's opposite side and you know their jungler's bot side, just because it protects you. And I know we're talking a lot about the map in this video, but that's, I mean, I haven't seen this game either, so I'm just processing it in as real time as I can get it. It's fundamental that as a jungler, when things don't go exactly as you want, like it's 0-0-0, but you're not being destroyed, you know? If you're a 0-0-0 and you're out farming and you're losing objectives and you feel like the game's getting away from you, you're probably missing some ways to keep it decently close. Hello, Zed. Okay, he has to use his shadows. He has no flash. That is not enough damage. It's damn close. It's not enough damage. Good thing that Ono was thinking about this. Now we can help her shove. Zed is going down to the bottom side here. Most likely going to look to take Jarvan's blue if he's looking for the vertical. Ono says, you know what, I really, really want to kill. We know Zed's in the area. You see the pings. Sees the pings. Plant is hit. Karma should rotate. Yeah, don't overchase that. People will vacuum themselves. I keep saying vacuum now because of the meme in the... Okay, Alpha Chad move. You're trapped. Sorry, buddy. Okay, alright. Okay. So, let's unpack that. People suck themselves into chasing here and they die, but because he stopped to clear the ward and was basically gesturing as if he would leave the situation, you can punish lazy backs as well. So I think this is what Evla mains are so good at, is you kind of, because obviously you go camo, you can kind of hover quite easily. And all he did here was hover, mislead them, misdirected a tent with this power thing, and Zed obviously had no shadow, no flash because we just burned it on the Wolf Invade. So all of that set up earlier in the game, you know, where you burn the Jarvan's flash and you counter that mid lane gank so that he has to go in sooner and he can't get off the full damage on Orianna, therefore not killing her. This is jungling, you know? He doesn't think the Grump is actually up yet. It is. I think it's tough to know exactly when he took it, which is also why he's just kind of sequencing to the top side here, because you take this Grump and Wolves and Grump here, and there's no real vision, so you don't know if he went directly to it, which is kind of what I'm thinking in my mind. It's a bit of a long cross country, but some junglers will do that. And you have to play what is actually going on. But as soon as he shows bottom lane, if you're tracking the CS here, the Ana should have recognized that the Grump wasn't taken until after the dragon, so it's probably up. And you could easily go Grump Wolves and then top side now, and then your Raptors would be up. Then you can sequence the Krugs. Maybe a little bit of a misstep, just not noticing it because he's watching so many other things on the map. But this is fine. Sometimes you have to carry games this way. Okay, so Goon Squad Arrival. Okay. Ghostblade is finished. I'm excited to see this. I mean, we're not even talking about it, but he's gone full Assassin, Dark Harvest, Absolute Focus. You know, the runes were on your screen at the beginning of the video. Okay, nice position. Are you scared, Mr. Zed? The Zed's scared. 7 seconds. Who needs 7 seconds? When you just Q him and get armor shred initially, and then now he just keeps losing damage. People forget that, by the way. People forget this. Removing 22% armor at this point. It's a lot of armor to reduce on a squishy target. And now you're going lethality, so not only do you remove the percentage, then you remove the... Oh, actually, what is it? It's percentage and flat or flat and percentage. But it all comes together nicely either way. I think it's percentage and flat, right? Must be. And then now we go to the Herald. 1v1 kill in the river, good tracking, collapse, good sequencing to understand that that's the next focus of the map, focal point. If they Goon Squad top lane, we can do things. Camille disrespects it, we kill her. Now we're 3-0-1 and we're getting a Herald, which is of course way more valuable in this kind of game. Can really snowball you nicely. Especially against a Casadino. Camille, please don't just walk to the top lane. You're gonna use it mid lane. Control ward. Misfortune, no sums. Oh, that was stinky. Okay, Rakan. Okay, that's dunk. Okay, he's gonna W out though. Like, if the Zed has W active, you just can't afford to dunk him unless you're going to one-shot him. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Very much so. Did I just click the flag? You know, Zed, no mid. I think I probably do the crab first. Yeah, see, this is what I'm worried about here. If you go straight for the crab with your support, this is good. So I think this is a failure from Red Team as a whole. The Karma should have gone with Jarvan to this crab to secure it 100%. And if Zed commits, uses his W, you can burn his flash very easily, and then you can fall back to Grump and Wolves. But obviously, you risk dying if Zed is ult. So that's why I'm saying specifically if the Karma arrives. He just goes for it, and now obviously, wait, who's in whose ult here? All right. Okay. Yeah, so the point is I kind of want to get the crab for the dragon setup, then I can take the Grump to get my HP and mana back, and then we can look to make a juicy play on the dragon. But don't be obsessed over it. If you can't contest it, back off. It's not the end of the world. Smack it, baby. Nice charge. Oriana's ult is almost up again. Jarvan is resetting. We're just watching this. Zed's ult is of course down. So if he's wasting it on us and we have shield, that's great. Serrated Dur completed for Jarvan, so stacks at 7. Pings are coming forth. Goon Squad arrives. Misfortune's outplay button doesn't really do... Okay, no, never mind. It does a lot. It looked for a second like there was hope. Challenger. Nice skill shots. Did we lose the Drake here? Did we just full sequence topside invading the red buff? See, he's being very patient here. I like this. A lot of you would just kind of say, she left doing the red. And that's where a lot of kills come in for Smurfs. For people like that, that's where a lot of kills come in because you just think that, she missed a hook shot, she's leaving. Oh, you know, I will anticipate you thinking that. And therefore just wait a second, wait for you started, collapse and kill you. Haha, and that's it. So good patience there, use your spells to get vision. Echo W, another example of this. Let's see, what do we got, 720? I do think we are dragon obsessed, but I also think it doesn't warrant said damage, said focus. However, that is why we're getting more souls. That is why they're buffing certain dragons, because Ryder basically saying, if you are choosing, nice. If you are choosing here to ignore an objective because the value of it just isn't worth the time investment and you could do more things around the map to offset that, then, you know, maybe it's not as strong as it should be, and that's why they're kind of buffing that in the preseason, adding a soul and so on, and that's worth noting. But the dragons haven't changed, it's just the game has changed. We're learning, you know, the more things are out, the more you solve it. The more regulations stay the same in certain sports, the more people figure out ways of eking the most performance around them. Flash from the Kassadin. So, You get what I'm saying here? I would love to see that dragon be way more of a focal point. Like, why can we all be topside and just give it up? Why is killing and taking a Gromp and a Crab more valuable than a dragon that should carry some inherent reward and risk? You know, obviously it's a crappy dragon, but, you know, I don't think any Zed or Kassadin are complaining about having the ultimate haste, you know? Still say CDR. I'm going to try and make a concerted effort to start saying haste. Make haste. No, see, I can't do it. It's just funny. They should never have reworked that at all. No. Now we're at the bottom side, and there'll be a second Herald spawning very soon. It's backwards to me. I do think we should have looked for Dragonfly. I do think there was a universe where Karma comes, we kill the Zed. With Karma, if Karma shadows and hides, the Zed 100% dies in this situation. You can take this, you can yoink this, you can yoink this, you can reset. Now you can go topside of the same exact play against the Camille. All the good things you need. You don't lose this dragon. And now you can float bottom lane, and everything else can transpire exactly the same, except you have that bonus of having a bit of an objective for yourself. And you're a nice ultimate-based team, you know? Although, from the scuffed animations in the replay, it looks like we're getting Ocean Soul. So for those, maybe it's just big brain. Maybe I need to thinking plays. Maybe you just knew. You see, this is the thing. If you knew this in Champ Select, would you willingly give 2? If that hits, that's better. Obviously. If you hit your spells, it's better than if you don't hit your spells. It's like Ferrari tactics. How do I win the race? I'll keep everyone behind you, obviously. Yeah, that's just we'll call that limit testing. Don't like the term. I think it covers up mistakes and bad plays. But it is nice to meme it, so we enjoy. Shove this, cannon wave. I mean, look, 0-2-2, 3-2-1. He's applied a lot of pressure throughout the map. You know? This is why I'm kind of concerned for my team. The Zed has done reasonably well. You know, like he's not done terribly. Not done well, but he's not done terribly either. Kind of predictable. The farming meta is very predictable. See, now we okay, fine. So, Camille is very strong. The Grasp of the Undying becoming a very good and aptly named room for her. In this situation, we know that there's a Herald up, but we know that Camille's bottom lane, and we know that while we do have TP for Jax, we don't have to have him use that and commit that. The flag here just lets him see. If you have room for control ward, I would. Oh, that is. Whew. It's not okay. It's ridiculous. it's ridiculous. Honor's like, guys, help! What do? They're just chasing. They chase Zed around the map like a ferret for about 18 years, and Camille just tried to take the Grump and then just yeeted Jarvan. That is the downside, though. I mean, you don't have Goredrinker, you don't have Sterix Gauge, you don't have Black Cleaver, you don't have any of those good red items that make you a Tonky boy. So you're squishy. You're squishy. You will get an objective. There's a little bit of... I don't know. You can see Honor's thinking left to right and his team's thinking right to left sometimes. And that can happen with pro players when you're, especially in a Worlds tournament. It can happen in any sport, really. Like, if you're playing in playoffs in any sport... Good night. If you're playing in any sport and then you go and play with your friends on the weekend or something for a casual game, it's hard to switch that off in your mind. You know, you're thinking, you're dialed in. And I think that's why Canyon's just having a little bit of fun on the server. Okay, we go back in here. We smite a little soon. Casadino gets it. That's unfortunate, and we die. That's fine. I don't mind trying to coin flip that when you can get Eclipse. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the Spike of Destiny to replace Goredrinker and Sterix as the quintessential jungle itemization. Except this time, you can kill them when they build it. Also, you think, because there's armor penetration. Basically, the benefit of this is, you know, that shield's 239, which is more than enough, and you put that with his W, which is now at 80. So you're looking at a decent shield to absorb some kind of damage in these fights. Not huge, but it's something. And I think in a game of inches, Karma speed up, you have to, oh, that is a double stun into a collapse, into a just cataclysm of doom and death and pain. You can see there are benefits to this playstyle. What are we at now, 12? So we're not quite offsetting Electrocute, we're only about halfway to that that break-even point, but, you know, it resets and it keeps going, so cool. That's a free Baron. I like this. Good wards. Here, you might be inclined to focus too much on this dragon, but I think in this situation, you have to basically make that trade-off, just like in Worlds, you're seeing that question. Do we do Dragon? Do we do Baron? And that's why I think sneaking that first or second one, if you can get it without throwing anything else down the drain, is good. Because in this situation where you collapse and take people out, you want to be able to go for the Baron. You know, you don't want to have to say, oh, I need to defend Cloud Soul. You know, I feel like that's mismanaged gameplay then. So I definitely think that second dragon we should have had. That second dragon we should have had. And therefore this decision is just GG easy. So you guys take an Ocean Drake, that's fine. We're still getting 3+ soul, we're getting the dragon right now. Cool. I like how just everyone's leaving the Camille alone though. Although she's not, I mean the Jax has done a supreme job and the Jax is a good champion. You know, I take back everything I said about the Zed. Just... the worst thing you can do is die there. You have to go 2v1 and kill the Jax. You have to. You have to position properly and make sure that... any observers in the chat? Here we go. Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, she has gone Ravenous Hydra. In her defense, it's not Goredrinker, it's not building full bruiser. She has gone Ravenous Hydra. Great item for Camille. And she has built something that is, you know, makes that damage make somewhat sense. I'm trying to rationalize it. What, can you blame me? Jarvan, either way, different play style. As I've said multiple times in this video, but we're in a bit of a lull in the action waiting for minion wave. This is actually important because, you know, when you wait for these mini waves, patience is crucial. Rakan, one of the most slippery champions in the game. Very difficult to full-on engage. If you're going to full-on engage your Rakan, make sure you have follow-up, make sure he's used some of his dashes already. If his ult's down, it's easier. Like that. Good night. Oh, okay, this is what we came for. This is the moment. Just a little, you know? I don't know, but it's something about the body language of his game, of Honor this game is just, I'm way better than everyone in this game. I'm smurfing, I am tryharding 75%, and we're gonna win anyway. Doesn't it feel that way? It feels like you're in low gold and someone from like D2 has just showed up, and it's just, oh, Marston's just saying, you know, just playing with the food a little bit. But he's doing it in a challenge game, which I find comedic a little bit. They don't want to take this too soon. I mean, do you... 23 minutes, I would definitely want to take it. But at the same time, it is a super wave for a Cassidy comp. I mean, Honor went back to base. He left, he had no interest in that whatsoever. They overstayed, they took it. Now there's going to be supers rushing out of Cassidy's face. The benefit to it, TP Cassadino topside, the benefit to it is that, of course, you can push out bottom wave for the soul point. And that's what Honor's doing right now. He's playing his own game. I think this is a great lesson in carrying your own games, playing your own games, even if your team do the wrong thing, quote unquote. You view it as the wrong thing, and most of the time everyone's wrong. You know, it's like the you know, monkey's leading the monkey. But as I said years ago, become the gorilla, it doesn't matter. Your strategies are still gorilla and the strategies are still monkey. Setting traps here for assassination is great too. Patience, it's not, what else can we do? We can push bottom lane. I do think we should look a bit more for bottom lane push, but that depends on the dragon timer, which we can have a look at now. There we go. So we got 125. Now he goes in onto the Rakan. He actually is able to yeet out. That's why I said it's very slippery. So he's just basically setting up time. I do think we could have maybe pushed a little bit more. And now, for me personally, I would beg you guys to push this wave all the way while they're fisting topside. And then cut into the jungle as the wave crashes, take stuff, set wards, and then set the trap. And now, of course, you have easy prior to rotate from mid to dragon to bottom lane. Of course, if you can close the game, close the game. If Jax is splitting top lane, do it. If you don't need the dragon to end, don't get the dragon. I mean, I'm not saying go to the dragon right now and let your team die as a 4-stack. So this, what I said is what I would look to do, but if what happened was this, then you go with this, right? So you always have a plan, then you have what happens, and then we adjust the plan accordingly. Jax splitting top lane, push mid lane inhibitor down. Rakan goes very, very deep here, goes back out. Jax is forced to flash out as well. Misfortune ults. It is a stall point, but you know what? I actually don't mind it too much in games where you have a huge lead. Because what you can do is, you can just get Elder and then win. But with Ocean Soul, it becomes more difficult. Still though, I don't think they're really going anywhere. Zed's going straight forward. He's gonna get it. He's not. The Jack's TP'd. So it was a little close. You know my game plan was to push the bottom wave there. Okay, so the Zed really, really wanted it. He overcommitted and he died. This is fine. 11-2-3. He just doesn't give a shit, does he? He's just running. Just complete alpha Jarvan Dark Harvest lethality gameplay. That's good. It's good. It's a little chaotic. I mean, I don't agree in terms of fundamentals, but you have to remember, the decisions he's making are based on the fundamentals he knows about the game, you know? Like, he's not doing this with no purpose. Like, in a lower elo game, when you see this, it's just people running around with no thought. Because they don't actually understand A, B, C decision-making, where he does, so he's playing around those fundamentals. This is very important. It's like good shooting form in basketball, right? We teach you the fundamentals, we teach you the throwing motion, the shooting motion, and some people twist and tweak from there to optimize it to their biomechanics and whatnot. So, same kind of thing, just not as serious because it's a game, you know. But playstyles are a thing. I don't know where I'm going with this, I'm going to stop now. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of a chaotic game, but also a nice way to see how lethality Jarvan works, a different playstyle. Do try the Eclipse Ghostblade on some of your assassin friends, maybe not Jarvan necessarily, if you're used to being a bit of an engager here. You have to be a bit more finesse about how you play around it, but either way, that was one take. How good was that? Very nice. I'll be back tomorrow. Main channel tier list is up with the Goredrinker Conqueror nerfs in consideration. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and comment if you did enjoy and learn something. And as always, I will see you all in the next Dunk video.